there are delineations, right? We're all, the city of Phoenix itself wants to make sure that we're all diligent in enforcing these, but the police department is the enforcement leg of that. The fire department, while we put out the fires, we always want to stress tips and enforcement. So I will step aside for a lot of the enforcement stuff with Sergeant Rimza, but I will, Lieutenant, I just demoted him and I apologize for that, Lieutenant Rimza. So I'll just get started. I'll make a statement and then I'll take your questions. So my name is Rob McDade, R-O-B-M-C-D-A-D-E. I'm a captain with the Phoenix Fire Department. And we're here today a little less than a month away from the 4th of July, but there are new changes to what and how we would enforce or what the city of Phoenix viewed fireworks safety within the city of Phoenix. And I think what you'll notice with the new changes this year is there's a little more teeth, for lack of a better term, to enforce those rules that are on the books. And I will let the Phoenix Police Department speak specifically to that. But where the majority of our focus is even with legal fireworks, there are no fireworks allowed within 1 mile of a city building or city-owned property. So if you think about that, parks, recreation areas, libraries, all of those areas, 1 full mile from those facilities is, on those facilities prohibited, 1 full mile from all of the mountain preserves if we go to a stage 1 warning. So again, just because you have a legal firework this year, it doesn't mean that you're legally allowed to set that off if some of these parameters do not fit where you live. The city of Phoenix went out of their way to make sure that we had an interactive map, and it's phoenix.gov/celebrate safely. We have that for you here, but you'll be able to put in your address, look on a map, clearly delineated where it's legal and where it is not legal. So again, all of this is around the fact that we're a growing city. We are a unique city in the city of Phoenix where we have mountains and preserves built within our neighborhoods. That's a point of pride for us, but it also creates a very dangerous situation if fireworks get out of control. So that's why we're all here, and if there's any specific questions for Phoenix Fire, myself, I can certainly answer those. I'm gonna grab my water really quick, and then we'll get there. Okay, thank you. So if there's anything specific for Phoenix Fire, go ahead. Of course, yes. The city of Phoenix, it's no secret that if you look at statistics, every year we're one of the fastest growing cities. And I think when you put that against the fact that fireworks are, unfortunately, legal and illegal fireworks are now more easily obtained. And if we looked at our data and we looked at the dangers, we had a few near misses. A couple years ago, we had a fire on the 4th of July on South Mountain, and it was threatening those TV towers. We had a fire off near the dam, the Cave Creek Dam, near Reach 11 complex. There was a fast-moving two-alarm area where there are now houses that exist on that Sonoran Drive. Had those houses been there, they would have been greatly affected of it. So the city of Phoenix leadership looked at this and said, are we out in front of this with the growth and the amount of fireworks that are now available? And it's no secret. If you were to look at video from 10 years ago on 4th of July in Phoenix, and you look at it now, it's different. There's a lot of aerial fireworks that go off throughout the night. There are a lot of what seems to be legal combined with illegal that are going off. So the recipe is there for a dramatic or devastating fire near our neighborhoods. And so we need to get out in front of it. We need to let the public know that the city of Phoenix is taking it serious. The police department and the fire department is taking it serious. And so we want to make sure that everybody understands that we're going to try not to let what we've seen in the past permeate at an even greater scale this year. I do. I can tell you that progressively, even with our initiatives to help with the fires, because of the growth of our city, the 4th of July is the busiest day for dispatches in the City of Phoenix Fire Department, bar none. We go on the most trash fires, trash can fires, brush fires, alley fires, and no other day is even close to it. We've seen a steady guide, so I will get the exact numbers to you, but as a whole and anecdotally, it's grown even with the messaging that is put out there. Yep, so the injuries, it can be devastating. Burn injuries are something, you could break your arm and you get a cast and somebody might not know that. Burn injuries are lifelong, they're devastating. A lot of times it involves somebody that wasn't directly associated with it, could be a child. And then we have the hand and facial injuries from the illegal fireworks that explode. Every year, hand injuries, facial injuries. We've had fatal injuries. So again, we look at the injuries to the people that we serve, and then we look at the communities that we need to protect from these fires. And all of that comes together on the 4th of July. It's an active day, and we just need to make sure that the messaging is heard loud and clear. We are. I'll let Lieutenant Rimza come in and give that perspective of the call volume they face for calls of service for that.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Lieutenant Brian Rimza. To answer your question, yes, we do respond to calls for service prior to the 4th of July. Leading up to the week of the 4th of July, we'll have dedicated staffing out focusing on fireworks calls for service. Fireworks are only legal, even the legal fireworks, to use June 24th through July 6th, so we haven't hit that date yet. So that's the date where the actual legal fireworks can be used during that time frame. I think the big thing for everyone to understand is that this is the biggest change in a city ordinance when it comes to fireworks that we've seen in a decade. And so that was in response to, public comment as well as direction of the council and the mayor. And so the big changes that are out there is that Rob mentioned a few of them. You can't, there are no fireworks that are permissible on city-owned property. There are no fireworks that are allowed within a 1 mile radius of a mountain preserve, and those are any fireworks. That's not just those legal fireworks. You can have them, but you can't light them if you live within those zones. So make sure you check those websites. And as far as the enforcement side of it is for us, the update to the city ordinance allows us to charge civilly, which you can receive up to a $2,500 fine, which is pretty significant from where it used to be. Or there's a criminal misdemeanor charge where it could land you 6 months in jail potentially and probation. So those are important things to understand. We now have more authority to seize fireworks and destroy those fireworks, and you can be responsible for the responses from, Phoenix Police Department, Phoenix Fire Department, and the damages that you cause by using those fireworks if you're not following the rules and regulations that are out there. In addition to that, if we have to seize quantities of fireworks and we have to store them for court proceedings, you can be responsible, if found guilty, for the cost of storage as well as the cost of destruction of those fireworks, because it's costly to have a hazmat team come in, because you have to have special individuals come in and destroy those fireworks, and you have to store them in a special manner. We will have patrols out during the 4th of July, yes. The new change goes into effect June 20th. June 20th? Yes. The penalty before, it was a $1,000 fine from the state statute, and then it was a criminal misdemeanor charge with the city ordinance. So we, in the process of making these changes, we aligned the city code more in line with what the state statute said, obviously enhancing the penalty to $2,500, up to $2,500. I mean, fireworks is something, this year is going to be interesting because it's something that's generally been legal within a 1 mile radius of mountain preserve. So now people who have in the past for years, for a lifetime potentially bought legal fireworks at Safeway in their neighborhood and gone back home and lit those fireworks, they're now illegal. So you can't use those fireworks at all. Our focus as the police department is primarily obviously focused on the illegal fireworks. That's where we see bigger hazards, bigger damages. They affect communities because they're much louder, much more vibrant, so they have impacts, on all different individuals within the community. So the easiest way to explain it is if it shoots into the air and explodes, it's illegal, period. So anything that is on the ground, emits some sparks, maybe some smoke, sparklers, things like that, those are legal. If you buy them at the grocery store, for the most part, they do a pretty good job regulating them. Those are legal fireworks. But if it shoots into the air and explodes, it's 100% illegal. If it is on the ground and has a very large explosion, it's going to be illegal. And there is a great interactive chart that we've updated that's on phoenix.gov, Celebrate Safely, so you can see it there. It's color-coded, showing you what's legal, what's illegal, to make it more clear for the residents in the community. So a couple of things. That's a great question. The state statute and the state law preempts the city code. So we can't do anything that would go against what the state law says. And the state law allows us to limit within 1 mile radius of mountain preserves, on city property, and then during a stage 1 within regional parks. And so we just basically accepted all of the limitations that we were allowed within the state law. But obviously, we live in Arizona. We're in Phoenix. It's hot. It's dry. And nobody wants to have a large brush fire like we've had up in North Phoenix anywhere in our community, because it has the potential to have real ramifications, not only to our community, but you have firefighters out there who are fighting a fire when it's 120 degrees outside, dealing with those situations, as well as PD out there dealing with traffic and things like that. So the goal here is that everyone can celebrate, have a good time, but be safe about it. I can't say that they're like our target areas that we have major problems in, that we focused on those particular areas. The reason was mainly because the potential for a large issue, because in a mountain preserve, it's very remote, it's hard to get to, and if a fire starts, it's gonna be very hard to fight, and it could impact lots of homes, because we know there are lots of residents that live around mountain preserves. We do hear it on both sides, because it's sometimes can be very difficult to differentiate from a firework as a gunshot. But what I would tell the community is, look, if you think it's a firework or a gunshot, both are illegal in the city, and you're concerned, if you just want to report it, you can call the non-emergency number, or if you see an active emergency, call 911, because as Rob mentioned, the 4th of July, we receive a lot of calls for service. So if it's not an active emergency, I encourage you to use the non-emergency number, because it will help us out dramatically. In general, we had tremendous support from the city and the council and the mayor. That's a good question. The safest way to celebrate, in my opinion, is to attend one of the professional fireworks shows, the drone shows that are available all throughout the city. Let the pros do it. Those shows are amazing. They're incredible to enjoy. They're fun to experience, and you don't have to deal with the risks of lighting fireworks, potentially not disposing of them correctly, and having damage to your house, injuries. So that's what I would recommend everybody do. Sparklers are.
Lieutenant Rims, and now that I have you here for wind down, I do want to, if real quickly, allow me with about 30 seconds here to review the safety tips that we see the most. Number one is alcohol and fireworks do not mix. The statistics are there, so if you're going to have a fun enjoyment, make sure you have somebody that has not been partaking too many alcoholic beverages. That's the thing. Children, even though they look benign, even the ones you buy at the store, children should never be operating. Even sparklers can have severe burns. You do not give your children a pack of the legal fireworks and a lighter and tell them to have fun. We always need to have parental supervision. Have a plan. If something got away from you, where's the hose? Have you looked at it? Have you turned on your hose before? Do you have a bucket of water? Sometimes one bucket of water can turn, oh my goodness, all of a sudden there's a little fire into the entire back neighborhood is on fire. Have that bucket of water. Don't be scrambling for that at the time. Remember, if the legal fireworks are where we see most of the injuries, make sure you're working with it. So again, alcohol, children, safe space, flat ground, and just like Lieutenant Rimza mentioned right there, the aerial fireworks are our worst nightmare. It shoots up in the air, you don't know where it's landing. We don't know what it's landing on. Three of our house fires last year on 4th of July were aerial fireworks. One landed on a shingle roof. Unknown to it, it was a fire 30 minutes later. Landed back behind a patio of a home in the brush. It was a fire 15 minutes later. So the aerial fireworks are the most dangerous. We don't know where they land. And right now we all know the conditions. It's very dry. So we are buckled up for a long, hopefully not a long day, but this is why we're getting at it here. So again, please follow those safety. You have to follow the rules, but let's also safely follow what and how you should light them off.
Yeah, it's RIM.
Dealing with the heat? Yeah, great point. Yep. So if you do attend one of the professional fireworks show, which is, we echo that as well. 4th of July, it's going to be a long, hot summer. On that day, plan your day accordingly. Hydrate the night before, sunscreen, plenty of water. It's a long day. Sun doesn't set around that time until well into 8 o'clock hour. That can end up being a long day if your day's going to start at 3 o'clock. By the time the fireworks go off, it's 6 hours later. So let's make sure we have a lot of heat injuries on that day. Again, there's a lot of peripheral stuff that we deal with on that day from the Phoenix Fire Department and from the Phoenix Police Department. So our message for public safety is help us help you. Make good decisions. Try not to overflow the emergency lines. It's one of the busiest nights in both of our dispatch systems. Again, the caveat is if you think it's an emergency, call 911, but if you can pause for a moment, you can reach out to the 9 emergency line. You will help our dispatchers that will be inundated with calls all night.
We're always going to lead with education, especially something that's new to the community, which this is very new. So we will be leading with education when it comes to lighting what once was an illegal firework, but now you're in a restricted zone. Yes, my first name is Brian, B-R-I-A-N, and my last name is Rimza, R-I-M-S-Z-A.
Appreciate it. Encourage your folks to get on our website. Everything is there on Celebrate Safely. It's all there. Thank you.